Alright, hey guys, it's Miss Olivia. Welcome to Animal Crossing. We are part of the Pride's Gaming Esports Committee, and this is week 1. So this week we're going to be starting to talk about what is Animal Crossing. So Animal Crossing is an open-ended game, and it was created by someone who just wanted a game that he could play, and he could play with his children. So in this game, you're a human character. You live on an island, village, depending on what game it is. And it's inhabited by different animals, and you're going to be doing different activities like fishing, bug catching, fossil hunting, as well as planting fruit, gathering that fruit, and decorating different areas in the village, campsite, island, again, depending on whatever game it is. So first we're going to be starting to talk about the original Animal Crossing game, which was made for the N64 over in Japan, but unfortunately the N64 didn't have an internal clock, so when they brought it over to the States, they went ahead and converted it to the GameCube. And the internal clock plays a big factor because whatever time it is in real life, that's what time it is on the game, and that corresponds with holidays as well. So if it was Halloween in real life, then you had an event going on for Halloween in the game. The graphics for this particular, it was in 2001, so they just weren't that great. They did get better over time, but just not by much. So you'll see later on in the DS game, they look really similar to the GameCube graphics. They just didn't do much. We're going to go ahead and talk about Wild World, which is the DS game, as well as New Leaf, which is the 3DS game. We're skipping over the Wii game and the little in-between games that they had because they just really didn't add much to the franchise. So it's good that we're starting here. I'm actually going to go ahead and input some footage of someone else talking about it because they do have some in-game play, and that's going to be better than me talking about it.
Despite its size, the DS packed quite a punch features-wise, including built-in features that the GameCube just didn't possess, like a microphone that you could use to scream at other villagers to find out where they were. Parents loved that! Animal Crossing Wild World also had the major advantage of not having to rely on being plugged into the wall at all times, meaning you could take your village with you wherever you went. The DS also technically had Wi-Fi capabilities, so you could visit other people's villages locally or non-locally using the patented friend code system and even send them charming or more likely rude messages. The game was a smash hit, and thanks to the overwhelming success of the DS in all of its third pillar glory, superseded the original release financially and critically, taking the winning formula and improving upon almost every single aspect in a handy portable package was a flat-out no-brainer to consumers, and the series' relaxing gameplay appealed to the same broad demographic of players attracted to the Nintendo DS by games like Brain Training and Nintendogs, players who might never have sat down to play something on GameCube but were more than willing to try something new on the DS. There were a few issues, however. With the introduction of the new whiz-bang internet, Nintendo had the ability to distribute letters containing gifts to people fancy enough to have a connection, and so they did. One gift called Red Tulips came with a blank letter, and after placing the mysterious object in your home, not only would it be invisible, but the game still thought there was something there, so you couldn't move through it. What's worse is whatever was there couldn't be touched or moved either, so you weren't able to pick it back up, meaning you now just had a big invisible blockade in your home. It was great. Nintendo's response was swift, and its solution to the problem simple. Don't open the letter and just throw the item away. It's genius. Wild World was a marvel back in the day, a handheld jewel that married the charm of the series with the convenience of portability. The next game in the series returned to a handheld, specifically the Nintendo 3DS. Animal Crossing New Leaf took even more inspiration from around the world and squeezed it all into a diminutive cartridge once again. The 3D display of the console meant the designers had to take extra care making sure the new perspectives didn't reveal any behind-the-scenes graphical goodness, but apart from that, development went fairly smoothly. The game launched in 2012 in Japan and the following year everywhere else due to yet another monumental localization job. This time around, you're not just some schmuck selling seashells and fallen fruit in an already flooded market. Oh, crumbs, no. Instead, upon arriving in your new town, you're greeted as the new mayor of this rural backwater with the power to mold and shape the town and even its inhabitants according to your most sordid whims. Being the mayor means you have the ability to change more of the town than ever before, for, and even dictate people's bedtimes to suit your own unhealthy schedule. Despite this being such an integral part of what made New Leaf, this idea was only decided on a year after the game had actually started development. And with Tortimer booted from office, the next chapter of Animal Crossing had its own unique selling point. The game was very well received, and in 2016, a full 3 years after its initial release, an updated version called Animal Crossing New Leaf Welcome Amiibo landed on store shelves.
So what is the difference? Essentially, all of these games have the same foundation. You're a human living with animal villagers or islanders, depending on the game, and you're just trying to do these tasks to further along yourself or to help the villagers out. New Leaf really just set the bar really high, and that's just what people expect in the game now. Like, that's what Animal Crossing fans expect. Animal Crossing Pocky Camp came out after New Leaf, and it's really its own thing since it's an app. You don't have controllers to do certain things, so what you can do on there is limited, but it does give you that same like feeling of what you get when you do play normal Animal Crossing games, and it's free, so you can't really expect much, and it's just a really good starting place for if you're barely getting into this whole franchise. With the new game, which is New Horizons, being only a month old, it really just perfectly put together what worked in the past and new ideas, and it's awesome so far. So far, so good. They have new updates coming out every so often. Alright guys, well that's it. Hopefully you guys learned a little bit something about the game, and hopefully you guys have a better understanding of what it is, and I can't wait for you guys to see what we have in store. I can't wait to work with you guys again, and hopefully you guys will catch us on the next one. Be safe and don't forget to wash your hands.